guys, I think we're live. See what happens. I turn my...
Connected to YouTube Livestream 7 and 1 p.m. W3 Live. Connected to YouTube Livestream 7 and 1 p.m. W3 Live. Consummate the Goodness says hi.
Hey, Kendra. Hang on, I didn't plan on doing a live, but hang on, let me try to get this thing working here. Connection. Bluetooth. So I was taking some film.
Consummate the Goodness says haha.
Here we go. This is the one I want. I was taking some film of the Inner Harbor, which I was kind of surprised. There are still a couple of shops in there. Come on. How do I get this? Couldn't connect. There we go. Let's try this again.
Power off.
No, I don't want power off. I want power on. Power on.
Power on. Battery high.
Of course it is.
Your device is connected.
There we go. All right. Now I should be able to hear you when you talk. So what I did was I walked around the Inner Harbor. And I think I took all the film I wanted to take. You know, because like if you're taking film and you're not live, it's going to be clearer. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how good this connection is going to be down here. But I think I'm good now. So I figured I'd live stream while I walk back. I took the subway down, and that was quite an experience. Quite an experience. All right.
That the Goodness says cool.
All right, here we go. I think that worked. See how we do. So, back in. Back in.
At Consummate the Goodness says, was the subway scary? Lol.
Sort of. There were moments. There was a guy sitting like 2 seats in front of me, like on a side seat. Like, so some of the seats face, you know, forwards and backwards, and some of them face into the car. And let me see if I can get this a little bit. That's good enough. Anyway, so I look over, and he's looking at his phone. He was watching porn. So it was kind of awkward, and then it just got weirder after that. It's a weird experience. Like not what I remember.
At the Goodness says, I've never been on a subway. I don't think I want to ha ha ha. At Consummate the Goodness says, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And button this right. I'm trying to make sure I'm not messing with the microphone while I'm doing this. Yeah, I used to ride the subway all the time. And but that's been a long time. I think the last time I rode the subway for work.
At Consummate the Goodness says, ma'am, people can really be something else. Lol.
Yeah. Yeah. So I sat next to him and watched it for a little while, but then I got bored. But no, not really. So I should explain.
Consummate the Goodness says, haha.
So I should explain. So this is downtown Baltimore. I don't know if you've been here before, but if not, over there is like the Inner Harbor. You can see it a little bit on the left side there. The building is kind of not the tallest one, but it's in the middle. Underneath that is one of the pavilions for the Inner Harbor, and then the other one is over.
At Consummate the Goodness says, nope, never been there. Beautiful.
Yeah, it really isn't a bad city, but it needs a lot of work, and I think they're going to get to it. Like that whole Inner Harbor area that we're walking toward is going to be demolished in September. or at least the people that are in there now. They told me they have to be out by September, and it's only a handful of businesses that are still in there. It's very kind of sad. It's like walking through a deserted mall. And then the building over here that has the triangle on the top, that is, right there. That's the National Aquarium. It's been there for I don't know how many years.
Daily 582 says, where are we?
We're in downtown Baltimore. John, what's going on? I came down here to take some footage of the inner harbor before they tear it down, which is supposed to happen in the fall.
At Consummate the Goodness says, ooh, an aquarium, nice.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. And then over here to the
At
left,
Consummate the Goodness says, hi, John smiley face.
that building is the Science Center, the one that we're walking straight
At Driven
toward.
Daily 582 says, just coming in from a run. Glad to see you live.
Goodness, you must be hot. It is very hot here. So I'm thinking North Carolina is not going to be any cooler and humid. We're getting the humid weather now. So this whole area is considered the inner harbor. The places over there, you see them both now.
At
So
Driven Daily 582 says, yes, hot day here. Lots of water was consumed.
yeah, I would
At
think so.
Consummate the Goodness says, it's so hot and humid here, too.
That those two pavilions, like with the green roofs on them, those buildings are going to be demolished. That's called Harborplace. And they built Harborplace in the early 80s. And it was really a huge deal. I mean, it really was a huge deal. It's a very popular place to come. Then on this side of the harbor is Federal Hill. So up the top of that hill is with the flag on it. That's Federal Hill. And this area that they're working on here, it's called Rash Field. And Rash Field, it's usually got like volleyball, pickleball. I didn't know they were working on that also. So they're completely redoing that whole thing. I haven't been downtown probably for 17, between 8 to 10 years. I haven't been downtown for probably 8 years. I mean, I only live, 20 miles away. I didn't work downtown after 17? Yeah, 2017.
Daily 582 says, boring lol.
What?
At Consummate the Goodness says, have you guys started using the messaging on YouTube yet?
No. What is that? Like DMs?
At Driven Daily 582 says, just kidding. At
That's good.
Consummate the Goodness says, yeah.
No, I haven't seen that. I noticed they kind of like redesigned the page. Like when you first go in, even if a video has comments, they don't show up unless you click a little button on the right-hand side. Is that the same? Are you guys seeing that too, or is that just me? Because it seems like a couple of extra steps you have to take sometimes.
At Consummate the Goodness says, so on the home page in the top right, there is a magnifying glass, then notifications, then the messaging icon.
Ah. And do you just pick somebody you want to send a message? Like you just need to know their
At Consummate the
channel
Goodness
name?
says, if you don't see it, you may need to update YouTube.
I will check that out. Because that's the one thing about YouTube is that you don't have direct access. You don't have the ability to say stuff to people without the whole world seeing. City cruise lines must be going out. See that building with the black pyramid on top? I used to work in that building. for many years. I come down here and walk around the Inner Harbor at lunchtime, all the time.
That says, "Ah, the beautiful Inner Harbor."
It looks nice, but wait till we get up. I'm not gonna take this too
The
far.
goodness says, "I'm not sure yet, lol. I'll try to send something to you guys and see how it works. So
Yeah.
far, I've only figured out how to add my husband, lol."
Well, that's probably a good one to add first. You know, if you want to do that, you can't argue with that. So this super tall building right here, right there, I have no idea what that is. It looks like apartments maybe, or condos. I don't know if it's open. I didn't even know it was there until I came down here. Like that building wasn't there the last time I came down to Baltimore. We do have a water taxi that sort of takes you across to the other side. There's the Science Center. And it's a pretty decent, it's not a bad Maryland Science Center. Has a planetarium in there and all that kind of stuff. Haven't been there for a long time either.
That the goodness says, "I bet it's cool in there."
Probably. Well, so I didn't think you could get into the pavilions at all. As a matter of fact, if we get around there, I'll walk in and show you where I was. But I wasn't carrying my gimbal at the time because I thought it would make me too obvious. Like I was afraid somebody would throw me out, but I don't think they would. Now that I've been in there, I don't think they're going to throw me out. But it felt nice when I was in there. But normally on a summer day, well, it's
At Driven Daily 582 says, "Gotta go undercover."
yeah, as long as I don't get thrown out. It worked pretty good. I made a little video of myself sitting at the table with my icy, since I figured it'll probably be the last thing I buy from the Inner Harbor ever in my whole life. This side of the town, all those buildings over there, I would say most of those are 15 to 20 years max. They've been building over on that side of town a lot. That's where all the cool people live now. I did take a cruise out of here once.
That the goodness says, "It's so pretty near the water."
It is. It does look nice. It probably looks, yeah, like the camera makes things look a little better than they are. I'll keep that in mind as we walk into the city. But I'll go along with it. It looks beautiful. It does, actually. It looks okay right now. Normally, it would have been very crowded here, like back in the day. People would be down here shopping. All these buildings have banks names on them. I wonder if that really makes a difference. Like, you think anybody says, "Oh, I like the way that building looks. I think I'm going to go open an account at Wells Fargo."
That says, "Yeah, this is amazingly so empty." At Consummate the goodness says, "I'm not seeing how to add people from their YouTube handle. Is your email address posted somewhere, Craig?"
It is. It's, I think you can see it. I think you have to click on something that says email. It like doesn't show up without clicking an extra button, but it's on that little profile area. If you look at, where it tells you like when you joined and all that stuff. But my email is craig.yt.
At Gideonet says, "I used to walk around the Inner Harbor during my lunch hour."
Yahoo. Yeah, me too, Janet. I did it all the time. I wonder why we didn't pass it. Well, you were not working down here at the same time I was, I don't think. Yeah, all these. So we're coming up on this pavilion on the left used to be most of the food establishments. I mean, they had other shops in there too. That's where you go if you want to get something to eat. And originally, they had mostly local restaurants. It was when they actually started selling off the local places. Oh, look, here's. So back there is Camden Yards. So that's where the Orioles play. And actually, you know what? The Sheraton was actually that building to the right of that sign. That's where people would stay. The one that had the mirrored walls was the Hyatt. I don't know if I said the right thing. I might have missed it. Identified that when I first saw it. Okay. Don't mind the sirens. Everything's fine. But I think this place here that says Angels Pizzeria.
Consummate the goodness says okay. So it looks like an invite has to be sent. I emailed you. Let's see if it works.
Okay. Sounds good. I mean, sometimes something crazy will happen during the live stream and you want to say something, but you don't really want to say it to the whole room. You know what I mean? Not that that's ever happened to me, but. It looks like there are still places open in here. I didn't go in this one.
That the goodness says that would be a great place to walk daily. Peaceful. Well, minus the sirens, haha.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on in here. I thought these places were completely closed. Yes. So there are still a couple of restaurants open. This actually looks like it's open. This place on the left over here, that used to be a Maryland restaurant called Phillips Crab House. And they were established down in Ocean City, Maryland. But they started a shop up here. Fries, malts to go. Oh, what's the name of this place? Johnny Rockets? This used to be Johnny Rockets. It's been a while since they served their last float. Yeah, they actually look like, I'm surprised there's anything down here at all. I mean, I talked to the lady that was running the store in the other pavilion, and she said she has to be out by the 15th. I mean, not the 15th, by September. By September. Well, I don't think they're open, but they still got the disco light going. How does that happen? Like, do you just leave on your last day and you're like, oh, what the heck? We'll just leave it going. Pretty sure they haven't been open for a while. I don't know, do you get a Pepsi? You know what? Go walk in there and get a Pepsi. Very easy to do. All right, and this place.
That the goodness says, haha, keeping the party going.
This place right here. They used to make fudge. And I think there are YouTube clips about this place. I don't remember the name of it exactly, the Fudge Factory or something like that. But they would, they're like they've got those flat tables that are heated. It keeps the fudge warm while they're like mixing it and moving it around. So while they were doing that, you see them doing it right in front of you out here in this area. And they had a reputation for singing. How you doing? They would sing while they were making the fudge. A couple of places. Feels good in here. I think we might have to stay in here for about an hour, if that's okay with everybody. Just kidding. Hi. And then when we walk out of here, the boat straight ahead is the Constellation. You can go, can't get on that. And I'm sure that's going to stay here even when they finish remodeling everything. Because this whole area is going to be completely different. I'm going to make a video with the footage that I took and some pictures that I have of what it's
The goodness says the ship is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty. That looks like they've recently. I'm like, that looks like it's in really good shape, doesn't it? I think that's in good shape. We used to have, like, I remember in 2012. Is that 1812? Yeah, 2012, when we were celebrating the War of 1812. This whole harbor was all filled up with tall ships like that. They came in from all kind of countries all over the place. It was pretty amazing. And the harbor comes in. Do you see Domino Sugar there? Kind of if you're looking straight out to the left of the building. There's a building on the right-hand side. And you see the water going out. And then there's Domino Sugar. I was afraid to screw something up if I zoom in. There it is. I think that's it. So that's where Domino Sugar comes in. And when I worked at Morgan Stanley, which was in a building straight across the harbor from that, like see where that black building is coming out? So behind that is Morgan Stanley, and I worked there for 5 years. And that was during the 2012 period. So the ships would be coming in and we were watching them come in. But also while I was working there, there was a huge explosion at the Domino plant. Huge. I guess sugar is very flammable, which I wasn't really aware of until that happened. Was I going to show you something? Oh yeah, I was going to show you the other building. The other building is much emptier. This is the area, not down here, but up here, like this open area here is where they'll set up like the Santa Claus in December. So that's where Santa Claus's house would be. Part of the inner harbor that is going to be, I should show you this. Part of the inner harbor that's going to be completely redone and built into this whole thing is this open park over here. Like technically that's part of the inner harbor, but nobody ever really goes over there. Like you walk through it, but nobody hangs out over there too much. But there's going to be something built over there. But I am going to do a video about the changes that they have proposed. I think they were just finally approved back in the winter. Look at that heart. And my gal would like that. She's a heart person. Very cool. I think they shoot the cannons every now and then. I heard one earlier. I think it was a cannon. I hope it was a cannon.
The goodness says, wow, that's so cool.
Here we go. We'll go in this one. Now, this one was called the Pratt Street Pavilion.
A teal horse says, nice views. Not many people out.
Hey,
At
Teal Horse.
Lot 777 says you.
Hey, Faith Pilot. Faith Pilot, I saw you. I think I saw you on Chad Caruso's trip the other day. One of the days I was on there, I thought I saw you.
At Consummate the goodness says teal horse.
Oh, we can't go that way. We gotta go up. Excuse me. Thank you. We used to go to walk
At
there.
Consummate the goodness says Faith Pilot. Hello, smiley face.
We're walking around Harborplace, which is in its final days. It's not completely closed yet, but almost.
At Driven Daily 582 says hi Faith Pilot. At Teal Horse says at Consummate the goodness.
That's where I got my icy. But it is the only place on the upper floor. See, this used to go up and down the full length on the top level and the lower level, but now they've just blocked off the lower level with these walls with records on them. It does feel good in here.
At the goodness says funnel cake is so dang tasty.
It is. I think this establishment here was once a Five Guys. Harborplace was.
I just don't want to lose contact with you in case, you know, something happens, unforeseen or whatever, or a guy or an alley girl or whatever, or something, you know. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know what restaurant this was, but I think I'm gonna go out down here.
At Faith Lot 777 says I am amazed Chad beat his record by that many days skating across the country. I enjoyed watching it.
I know. It was kind of fun keeping up with him. And very, it was very touching when it ended. Gotta admit, might have shed a tear. I might have, okay? I might have. It was kind of emotional at the end. I was so emotional that I was watching John at the same time and accidentally typing my messages in the wrong chat. So that's the street that I would
At
come
Faith
down.
Lot 777 says I seen you send a 100 donation when I was watching. God bless you, man.
Oh,
Oh
dude.
yes, I was crying like a child.
It was crazy, right? So that hotel, the Renaissance Hotel, I think is going to stay there. But to the left of it, see where like those colorful murals are? Well, that used to be part of Harborplace. I think it was called the Gallery. And so when Harborplace started to shut down, they've shut that down completely now. There's nothing in there. It used to be a Disney store in there. I think I took a video of sign's not going to be there for long. I think I took a video when they opened the Disney store in the gallery. I got to try to find that somewhere. It would have been back in the days when you were when I was recording onto a VHS tape. So I had one of those big box cameras sitting on my shoulder. Thought I worked for the local news. Now, another thing I did when I came down here, like I wanted to walk around and see what was going on, and I wanted to get